It's gonna be an interesting one this time. Hey, welcome back to Dubster. So here's where I take a look at something's like a stuff. You know how it all is. And look, Di, we're covering something by Junji Ito.
Oh, how unfortunate.
Yeah, this one's got a bit of reputation about it, but let's let the small stuff. So let's get into it. Yeah, Uzumaki, as you can tell from the title. This, you know. Oh, Uzumaki, Spiral into Horror from the Book of Saw. That is the full title of it, right?
Yes.
Well, it's a manga series by, as we just said, Junji Ito, that began in 1998. I'll never forget it. And ran for 3 volumes. With an anime co-produced by Adult Swim and Production IG USA. USA! Anyway, the anime would be announced all the way back in 2019, but suffered numerous delays. They claimed it was for quality assurance.
Quality?
Yeah. Okay, so realistically speaking, the first delay due to COVID-19. I could at least accept that. Now, it makes sense. But then it was set to air in 2022's October, which obviously it didn't. Me and Di kept making jokes that it was never going to air.
If only that were true.
Well, eventually it would air over the last few weeks. After 5 years, they gave us 4 episodes to adapt a 3-volume manga. Oh. And these weren't extended episodes either, if you're wondering. No, I mean the final one's like 30 minutes. The other's like 22. But, yeah. Speaking of animation, though, we'll come back to that in a second, because there's something I gotta bring up with that that's very confusing to me.
Yep.
But first, let's go over what this series is actually about. In the town of Kurozu, we follow high schooler Kyrie and her boyfriend, Shuichi, as they try surviving the curse of the spiral, affecting everyone around them. Friends.
Yeah, it's going around slapping everyone across the face.
Yeah, but it's affecting friends, family, everyone, all the town's inhabitants. They're driven mad by the curse. In some way, shape, or form. I mean, it'll do things like make your eyes spin independently of one another. Got the spins. Until you go insane. Or if someone's cremated, the smoke will form a spiral shape overhead, causing people looking at it to also go ahead in some cases. Or random tornadoes will just spawn out of thin air. You know, I hate it when that happens. Happens in Florida a lot.
Yeah. It's probably about to happen again.
Fuck you. But yeah, as more citizens slowly get picked off by the curse, can Kyrie and Shuichi survive and escape this nightmare? There's a lot of crazy shit this curse does, but I figured we'd save that for when we break down each character and how the curse ends up affecting them. Because some of this shit, man, weirds me the fuck out. You know? Yeah, it's a basic setup. It's easy to understand. The problem is you could probably guess the pacing. It's kinda fucked. Since the anime is only 4 episodes, much like Housing Complex C, actually, why can't they have a 4 anime original from Adult Swim that's more than 4 eps? Is that really some stupid golden rule?
No, because that would make sense. Because you would want to set an atmosphere and build up over the episodes.
Yeah, the second...
But they just want to be Russians.
Yeah, the second the anime starts, the curse is already mostly in effect. So we don't get really properly introduced to a lot of these characters before shit gets real. We'll talk more on the pacing as we go on. But yeah, back to animation. Now we can finally talk about that since our setup is here. I think we could agree that it's something, eh, Di? I've heard things.
Yeah.
Lots of things.
It's, if you can call uncolored CGI things animation, sure.
Yeah. What I find strange is how Production IG was involved with the production side, but it was animated by Studio Drive, the people behind Konosuba's Megumin spinoff in Season 3. That is really bizarre. I also wanted to mention who the director was of the anime, because looking through his credits, some by Hiroshi Nagahama, who did Mushishi and Revolutionary Girl Utano. He worked on Utano, which, it's considered too, I think. So what the hell? Oh, he was also involved in the Reflection. Okay, things are starting to make a little more sense now.
Just say no more.
Well,
you just
we all have our off days. But, yeah. It seems to be agreed upon that episode 1 is at least presentable, and that 2 through 4 are the ones that look pretty rough as the series goes on. In fact, so we'll talk about this now. After episode 2 was so well received, okay, people are shitting all over it. The co-creator of Toonami himself, Jason DeMarco, would comment on his Blue Sky account. I didn't even know what the fuck Blue Sky was like a week ago.
Well, it's not going to be around in another week anyways.
Yeah, it's basically a Twitter clone. But yeah, he would say, yeah, we knew this would happen. I can't talk about what went down. But the options were A, don't finish and air nothing and call it a loss. B, air episode 1 and leave it incomplete from there. Or C, air everything, warts and all. We picked C out of respect for the people who worked on it. And that he said it makes sense people were mad after waiting so long. I mean...
We delayed it for quality.
Yeah, he would go on to say, unfortunately, I can't tell them who to blame it on, but someone definitely is at fault. Oh, now you're just teasing me. We did the best we could.
You can say they were just spinning their wheels.
Whatever. He said they did the best they could with what they had. That a lot of people did work very hard on this. And he said, I don't think the actions of just 1 or 2 people should be the reason this never saw the light of day. Maybe that's the wrong choice. I don't know. No, that's them saying he doesn't know. But people have a right to be annoyed and disappointed. I'm glad you are digging it. Okay, that last sentence there didn't make much sense to me. He would delete the Blue Sky post, by the way, after posting this. But, yeah. The article I saw also said back in 2022, when asking if they'd adapt other Junji Ito works, he would reply saying, I don't know if we could do this again. Yeah, that means he already knew from that, like, back then, that there was some red flags behind the scenes. Flag burning guy.
Flag burning.
And we're already only on the animation and things are, looking load. Well, compounding things farther is apparently there are rumors that this anime was handed off to a different studio after Ep 1, which... Yeah, my theory is kind of this. Episode 1 was done by Production IG, with 2 through 4 being Studio Drive, with an extremely slashed budget due to all the delays.
If it really was even done by them.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, that's just a theory, though. Nothing's been confirmed, if at the time of this at least, if it was handed off to a different team. Who knows?
It's okay. All this stuff will come out once they go under. Because let's face it, barely anyone's watching Toonami at this point.
That makes me kind of sad in a way, though, too. Well, anyway, so animation is a thing. Yeah, there's the meme image
More
of a
like
guy.
unfinished CG renders because that we wanted to pick the lazy route to portray black and white.
Yeah, it's. I know there's the scene everyone memed where the guy gets sucked into the sky or whatever, and there's no momentum. You were talking about that?
No, it was a scene where a guy was falling.
Yeah, it was falling. Yeah, I don't know. It sucked into the sky. Yeah, tornado didn't
Oh,
pick
you
him
spoiled the best part.
up. No. Anyway, and then there was a panning shot where you said the background wasn't even moving.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is the most we've talked about animation on this, but it had to be said due to the, I guess drama surrounding it.
Incompetence. Dean, eat your heart out.
Well, on to something that I don't think is shit, actually, is the music. So the composer for this would be Colin Stetson, who worked on Hereditary, The Blacklist, and Red Dead Redemption 2.
The fuck?
Yeah, that was my reaction, too. You said something about wanting to make the music sound like it was spiraling out of control. And honestly, I don't mind the OST for this. I think it works. The main theme, called just Uzumaki, is fine. Kyrie and Shuichi's theme actually reminds me a little bit of the song Promise from Silent Hill. And then my favorite theme is called Eerily in the Dark, which sounds like PS1 Doom's soundtrack, if anyone's heard that one by Aubrey Hodges. You know, where it went for a more horror thing. That's the Snail People theme die. We'll get into that, don't worry. But yeah, honestly, I really do like the OST though, so there's that. I think it does fit, if given, with the whole atmosphere and everything, if we had more time to build up all that shit. Let's get to the reason you're all actually here, the English dub, right, Ty?
Yes.
Well, the anime's dub...
At this point, that's probably not even why they're...
Yeah, the dub would air on Adult Swim's Toonami, that wasn't obvious at this point. And be a same-day dub with all 4 episodes. And it would be out of Bang Zoom! Oh my god. ADR director would be Eric P. Sherman, who worked on Gungrave and Samurai Champloo. 2 things we've covered here before. And the script would be by someone named Lauren Kahn. I heard that right? From what I found, worked on Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans. Remember Gundam IBO Die? Actually, a fun Gundam series from what I remember.
Oh, you mean back when they aired things that were of questionable quality on Toonami?
Oh, after that, though, let's do the cast. So first we have Kyrie, voiced by Abby Trott, who's Nezuko from Demon Slayer, Mama Ayase from Sorry, I had to. And Mutsumi from Mission Yozakura Family. Abby actually said that Uzumaki was her favorite Junji Ito story, so she was very happy to be a part of this. Do you think she still feels that way?
No.
No. I mean, I'm sure it was at least still fun working on. I don't know. I think it'd still be fun to work on this regardless of everything, very least. But yeah, Kyrie is your typical regular high school student before this shit starts. She's constantly screaming in the first couple of episodes at the crazy shit going on. Like seeing...
It's crazy.
Yeah, like seeing one of her friends' eyes spiraling in a circle, making a really gross sound. Talk about a lazy eye. Huh?
Got the spins.
But eventually, Kyrie just becomes numb to the fucked up shit. Sort of saying.
Another fucking circle.
It's like, yeah, of course. Yeah. Even with typhoons with spirals don't even freak her out that much. Don't worry. You'll understand soon. But I think Abby does good with what she's given. You know? Alright. Anything else to say about her dub before we move on to our other main?
We have so much more to talk about. Let's keep...
Okay, so after her we have Shuichi, her boyfriend, who can sense when the curse of the spiral is near. He's like, oh, it's hanging over that building. That building is spiraled. It's turning into a spiral. Yeah, he constantly says shit's turning into a spiral, and that's when shit gets really fucked up.
You can probably make a drinking game out of it all the times he has said spiral.
Yeah, it constantly makes him freak out and shout and everything. And he does all he can to help Kyrie and all that shit. He's like, go on here. He's played by Robbie Daymond, who's Megami from Jujutsu Kaisen, Reinhardt from ReZero, and Itachi and Datara in the Naruto Rock Lee spinoff. What the fuck? Okay.
That did get a little weird, didn't it?
Yeah. Robbie would state that Junji Ito is one of his favorite mangaka of all time, so he too was excited to star in a show based on his works.
He probably has some opinions that he wants to share to the public.
Yeah. I also think he does really good, though, with what he's given. You know, he's constantly having to, oh my god, Kyrie, etc. Man, if he were Johnny on Bosch, we could get a Devil May Cry 4 reference going.
Damn
How many
it.
But no, Robbie Daymond's one of the MVPs here. In fact, I think both of them are. Let's get to their families. So, first let's start with Kyrie's daddy, Yasuo, which I'm pretty sure they never said his name once in the anime. That was just me from looking it up or whatever. Anyway, he is a potter or artisan. He makes pottery for people, man. I guess.
Oh, so he gets high.
Yep.
There.
Yeah, he's played by Doug Stone, who's Geo from Magic Knight Ray Earth, and Shintaro from Witch Hunter Robin. That is definitely a series we need to cover at some point. But, he seems like a cool dude. Honestly, it doesn't seem like the curse really fucks with him until later on in the series, when he starts saying he wants, to make pottery inspired by the spiral. He wants to improve the craft of the spiral. That's when you're like, oh, yeah, he's lost it now. That's fine. I don't have much problem with the dub performances for the most part. After him, we have the Mame, Chizuko. Voiced by Dorothy Fawn, Chihiro from the Danganronpa game series, Masayuki from Serial Experiments Lane, and Rosa from Rave Master, if you need something cursed that she's been in. What, have you seen that Rave Master dub? I've seen bits, man.
Didn't you attempt to watch it?
That's not important. But, yeah, she's another one that does fine, but my thing is this, maybe you remember her more than I do, but I barely remember this bitch existed for like half the time.
What were we talking about again?
Yeah, in the anime version, you could almost write her out. I'm not sure how much would honestly change. So...
It's like it's a good adaptation.
Yeah. Well, either way, she doesn't have time to get cursed. There's other things that happens to this bitch with the typhoons and all. After that, we have Mitsuo, Kyrie's little brother, voiced by Laura Stahl, who's Homura from Eden Zero, hey, more Mashima shit, and Mommy from Rent-A-Girlfriend. Now that's a cursed franchise. Also Ray from Promised Neverland. There we go. Yeah. This dude seems to explore crazy ass places, like the cursed abandoned lighthouse that suddenly has its light turning on when it hasn't been on for years, nearly getting himself killed by it. Yeah. He doesn't get a lot of screen time till the finale. But hey, at least it's something, I guess. She does fine, I suppose. Ready to move on to our next people.
Oh.
Yeah.
Are you spiraling again?
I don't know. Whatever. We got Shuichi's family now. So first we have his parents, we have Daddy, Toshio, is actually the first we actually see go insane as he falls in love with the spiral. When he bathes, he has to make whirlpools to feel like a spiral or some shit. Yeah, this guy's fucking insane. He won't eat his food unless spiral-shaped shit is in it. He even commissions Kyrie's father to make him a pottery piece in the shape of a spiral. He's played by Aaron LaPlante. Ichibei from Bleach, and Rock Bison from Tiger and Bunny Season 2. Then, he also does solid at playing someone who's completely lost his fucking mind. And if you're wondering his fate, well, he shoves himself into a tub to become a spiral and breaks every bone in his body.
He got the spins.
You could walk that off, right? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't
Hey!
fix Darwinism.
Hey, it's not all bad, though, because his voice is still heard. He gets a bitchin' filter haunting Shuichi's mother after this happens. So, speaking of, Yukie? Is that how you pronounce that? Y-U-K-I-E. Yeah, Shuichi's mother.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, she's played by Mona Marshall, who's Konikomaru from Blue Exorcist, and, I mean, Kyle's mom from South Park. What else are you going to credit her as at this point?
I mean, I just think it's random she's here.
Yeah, same here. She's another one who loses her fucking mind after the curse hits her, more or less. Cutting off her own hair because the curls are like a spiral. Either that or, she's trying to
it's a spiral.
She wants to cosplay Ventress from Star Wars. Maybe that's what it actually is. Okay, in all seriousness, she just wants to get rid of anything that reminds her of a spiral because that shit is evil and killed her husband. Even cutting off the tips of her fingers and toes. Yeah. Honestly, Mona is amazing at the mental breakdown of this woman, constantly screaming about the spirals. Man, everyone just goes on about spirals. You don't need hobbies.
Yeah.
No one could even...
fans of John Kramer.
Damn it, if you didn't say it, I probably would have. Yeah, no one can even talk to her unless they cover up their hair. Because when she sees someone else's hair, oh my god, your hair is curly, oh shit! Needless to say, I don't think there's a happy ending for her. I don't know.
Well, the same could be said for most people in this.
Yeah, true. But yeah, Mona's another one I would say is probably one of the MVPs of the dub. Like, her freakouts are fucking amazing. And because she sticks around for a bit, you do get to see her slowly descend into madness and get progressively worse. So, I will give it that.
Yeah.
But now die. It's time for the school friends! Like Azami, who's the popular girl, with a crescent scar on her forehead. That becomes a spiral. Man, that thing can do anything. It can, like, make your scars grow. It can make your hair curl when it wasn't before.
Yeah. It can make your hair become sentient and try to choke someone out.
Yeah, that actually happens at one point with Kyrie, but that's not the point. Back to Azami. She's played by Christina V, who's Ishiguro from Mob Psycho, and Yuri from Platinum End, just for you, Dai.
Or something. Are you doing that because they can rival this animation?
I'm not doing it because I know that series you love it so much. But fine. Viola from Hunter x Hunter. There's a major role from her. Yeah, she would actually say she was stoked to play this character. That was their only comment on it. I think she said this on Instagram too.
But you gotta show for what you're in, even if you can see how bad.
True, but like I said, I still think some of these people, like, at least you see it all the time, where it's like, yeah, the production was rough, but I still had a hell of a lot of fun being in it. So, I honestly have no complaints with her portrayal. I mean, it's Christina V. She always does good work. And yeah, her whole thing is she's in love with Shuichi and jealous of Kirie's relationship with him. Eventually, her spiral scar makes her go mad. And Shuichi's terrified of her because he can feel the spiral curses on her. She's like, I don't understand. Why won't you love me? It's like, because you're crazy, bitch. Yeah, when I brought up Kirie's friend's eye bugging the hell out earlier, it was Azami. It was this chick. Which her mark leads, or eventually leads to her mark swallowing a guy who asks her out before she herself is sucked into it, devoured by her own face, or the mark on her face. Junji Ito, what the fuck were you on, man? How do you come up with this shit?
Yes.
Oh god, we're at this part. Okay, next is Katayama. He's big, he's fat, and talks really slow. You know that slow?
You need to slow down, slowly spiral.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, he gets bullied a lot for basically, I guess, being the class retard or whatever. He's played by Max Middleman, who's Ito from Genshin Impact. Is that like Junji Ito?
No.
Oh. And Serpico from Berserk 2016, which I actually do like his performance in that, so I gotta hear that. That was, God, fucking bad adaptations all around. But, yeah, I think it is good work. I'm not sure I've ever heard him do a voice like this before, to be honest. You know, he used to talk real slow. maybe he has, I don't know. But yeah, he's got a spiral mark on his body, and he is the first one to become a snail person who can't talk anymore. Dude, these things, no joke, creep me the fuck out. Am I the only one? What? Are you telling me?
Just some snails. I don't see what's so wrong with it.
Dude, fuck those things in Kingsfield too. But yeah, so he becomes a snail. Then we've got Sumora, who's the class bully. Yeah, you're starting to notice something here, right? These characters only really get one trait. Exactly. You got one who's the big slow person, or big slow dumbass. You got one who's the bully. You got one who's popular, etc. But yeah, Sumora is just the class bully. He's Subaru from ReZero, and Rocket from Tokyo Revengers. In short, it's Sean Shiplock. Why to say backwards like that? I don't know.
Dr. Claw.
Yeah, exactly. Or Noob Saibot from MK11. Yeah, let's just say Karma gets this asshole real quick for bullying Katayama. He becomes a snail himself. Before mating with Katayama? Gay! Okay, actually snails are hermaphroditic, so yeah, they're even able to lay eggs together. Oh my god, I think I'm gonna be sick. Dude, I'm sorry, these things, man, they disturb the shit out of me. Either way, Sean does fine. He's playing a dick. I don't know what more you want me to say about his performance. Which leaves us next to the teacher, Yokota, who's played by Jonas Scott, who's Herman Greenhill from Black Butler Public School Arc, which we haven't covered yet, but we'll get there eventually. And Red Keeper from Go Go, who's a ranger. Which, you all should watch. That show is good. And that's okay. It's Joe. I don't know what you want me to say. What I find interesting is Yokota wants to keep the snails under wraps because it would freak out people, right? It would freak out the public. Even stomping on the eggs, killing the baby eggs or whatever, to keep shit hidden.
Yeah.
He doesn't seem that weirded out to me about the fact that two of his students turned into life-size snails. Snail people hybrid.
It's probably pretty common for him.
Yeah, I mean, one thing I thought was interesting is he eventually becomes a snail person himself. And he even shows up to class as a snail person. Kind of makes you think that some of his humanity is still trapped in there somewhere, I guess.
Or maybe he was always a snail person.
Oh my god, what if we're all snail people?
Pour some salt on your head and find it.
No! Yeah, the rest of these people are just hard to comment on because they're barely here. Like Yamaguchi, or nicknamed Jack in the Box, because he likes popping up out of nowhere and jump scaring people. That asshole. But yeah, he's in love with Kyrie and will prove it by stopping an oncoming car with the power of his love. Yeah, this dumbass gets run over and curls around the tire of the car. He's in less than, 2 minutes of screen time. So, I know I'm supposed to find this tragic and all, but I kinda can't. It's like, dude, it sucks, but I barely knew thing one about you. Also, he's played by.
It's like he probably was supposed to be someone who's a recurring background character for like for like 12 episodes or so.
Yeah. Well, he was portrayed by Eric Kimmer. You know, Senpai from Don't Toy With Me, Nagatoro, which that's its own curse, unless you're into being stepped on. And I don't waifu Nagatoro. Nope, totes don't. What are you talking about?
I think they bought it.
Okay. But yeah, or you've got the two lovers, Kazunori, who's played by Koi Dao, who's Keiichi from Higurashi Go and Sotsu. He's the voice actor who called Kenichi in Genshin Impact White Sasuke Batman. What? That comment was so fucking stupid. I'm sorry, I had to reference it. Me and Ty laugh our ass off at it all the time.
Well, that's what happens when you're terminally online.
I was like, oh, you mean him? I was like, what? But yeah, anyway, and his girlfriend, Yuriko, played by Brianna Knickerbocker, who's Wiz from Konosuba. Yeah, at least, they're just credited as ad voices in the cast list I pulled up, but I'm pretty sure it's these two.
Yeah.
But yeah, their families hate each other. It's the Romeo and Juliet style shit, because the place the families live in, as Shuichi puts it, has the curse of the spiral, leading to the two spiraling together as one, contorting their bodies, refusing to be pulled apart, dying in the process. Yeah, and it's made more of a, you all get the idea already. I'd like to just say on the record, that shit happens at the same time as the Yamaguchi thing, where he got hit by the car, and the students turning into snail people. As if it's all happening either at or around the same time.
Let's speed run through a bunch of chapters.
Yeah. The audience, we can't let any of these moments set in, because we gotta keep moving, yo. Yeah, there's also apparently this chick named Shiho, who, from what I looked up, is Kirie's good friend, but I barely remember this character existed in the anime. Maybe in the manga she's more relevant? I don't fucking know, but if you're curious, she's Erica Mendez. She's Erica Mendez, Emma from Promised Neverland. Speaking of rough adaptations. But, yeah. There's one last character...
Presentation indeed.
What up?
I said PowerPoint presentation indeed.
Damn it. There's one last character who at least does get a bit more, named Tanizaki. He's a volunteer worker from out of town who came to see what's going on, if he could help after all the crazy shit that's been going on. And he's played by Patrick Seitz, who's Dante from Black Clover. And, okay, Dai, go ahead, your favorite role by him.
What? You're not gonna say his crew cut?
Yeah, crew cut from DMC5. And
what? Everyone beams on that character.
And Jiren from Dragon Ball Super. Dude, mini Jiren and Daima. Imagine it.
That just sounds stupid.
Let's do. Yeah, Patrick Seitz does good work. His screen time's primarily in the finale, so we'll come back to him when we get to the spoilers shit for the finale. Now, the last cast member I will go over is the typhoon itself that wrecks the town. It constantly says Kirie's name because it's in love with her. No, I'm not joking. That's actually said in the show. Well, the typhoon, it just whispers her name, Kirie, is voiced by Junji Ito. Yeah, he's in the dub himself. That's kind of cool. Okay, let's be real. It's probably voiced by him in every language. But hey, I'll fucking take it. It's cool, right?
Yeah.
Now, what isn't cool, and what I find really silly, and I was laughing at... Okay, am I actually the only one who laughed at this? The storm sucks up a chick, thinking that it's Kirie, right? It gets confused, devouring her. Mm-hmm. And it's like, oh shit, blah, blah. But then it just burps extremely loudly. I know this is supposed to be scary, but I just thought it was stupid. I was laughing at it. I'm sorry.
Well, maybe if it was menacing at all.
I
Can't
don't.
portray that
I don't.
with animation.
Oh,
Is
even
that
with animation
helpful.
though, because I can't see that shit, which
Yeah.
I guess works out for me. I'd still laugh at it. But yeah, as far as the ad voices go, they're pretty egregious for a 4 episode anime. Jonah Scott, Patrick Seitz, who voices a delivery man for Tanaka's delivery, and I just thought of Patrick Seitz voicing Tanaka's Amazing Commodities. That one writes itself though. Uh,
Yeah.
Christina V, Kirk Thornton, who's several ad voices, and he's current voice of Shadow the Hedgehog. And right now, that series is apparently suffering from the curse of censorship or some shit with Sonic Generation. I don't know.
Yeah.
Also, Kyle Labor. What up?
But it finally became full circle. He finally said Murray.
After Gungrave. Yeah, I might as well say that here. I don't know when we'd ever get the chance to. Kyle Labor was a few too. Eyes from Bleach. So yeah, the ad voices are pretty rough, but at least our mains weren't ad voices from what I could tell. Unless you could tell me you heard Abby or Robbie at all.
No.
I didn't catch them. Yeah, I don't think so.
Actually, I think there was maybe a Robbie.
Yeah, I don't
Or I
know.
might be thinking of another show.
Yeah, I mean, LA does it a lot.
Because these,
So. But yeah,
it really does.
Yeah, so that's basically our primary cast people. As far as localization lines, there's only one that I caught. It's a guy saying, "Azami is so hot." Just like, I'm not even mad at that one. Because that one's fine to me.
Yeah, but they didn't set themselves on fire. 0 out of 10.
Now, as far as dub fuck-ups, there's a handful. Like the fact that there's a character who said, instead of "let's head back to town," they say "let's head back to tone." Sure. Kiria's name, they can't get right to save their life, so a lot of people call her Kiria, or just Kiri. The femboy from Uzaki-chan? Uzumaki-chan! What? Or the town being called Kurozu or Kurouzu. Yeah. It's primarily names that the characters keep pronouncing different ways, which we've seen numerous times here before.
Yeah.
That's primarily it. Though, anything to say about the script die and the dub performances? I think for the most part they're fine.
No, nothing really to say.
Well, if it's not clear enough, the biggest problem with the show is the pacing. Like, I didn't even bring up the fact we cut from Shuichi talking to Azami to him talking to Kirie about how his dad died off screen in the first episode before he recaps how it happened. Yeah. And then, it does a flashback thing. It's like, what the fuck? That was an awkward segue. But I did want to quickly go over my favorite episode before moving on to the finale, because this one actually really creeped me the fuck out. And for the most part, I thought a proper build-up. So, because it wasn't several combined chapters into one, to my knowledge. Damn, this fucking pulled the Dark Cat shit, man. So, it's episode 3. Kyrie is hospitalized after something from the curse fucks her up. So you need to know. As mosquitoes are everywhere, feeding on people. Because apparently when mosquitoes gather in crowds to mate, they mate in a spiral shape or something. I don't know, ask Shuichi, he's the one that exposited about it. Which, I'm just thinking the fact that Junji Ito had to research all this when working on this manga, didn't he? But yeah, so mosquitoes are everywhere, feeding on patients till they die. Though for some reason, all the pregnant women are okay with the bugs being around. They don't seem too bothered by it. Well, it's revealed that the pregnant women are like mosquitoes themselves, feeding on the blood of the other patients. You call them mosquito zombies. I don't know. This kind of sounds like vampires to me. But yeah. As if that wasn't weird enough, they eventually give birth to cursed babies. You know, kind of like Dan and Bobby from Clock Tower, I guess. But yeah, the babies say that they want to go back.
Orphan meat?
I don't know. The babies say they want to go back to the place where it's warm, meaning their mother's wombs. Insert your haunting ground reference here. As they try burrowing back into their mothers to fuck them up from the inside. Jesus, what the fuck? Giving us Keiji Tang, though, as the doctor, saying the line, a baby's cuteness is a weapon, in his most serious deadpan voice. And yes, I did laugh at this line. I'm sorry.
That sounds like something he'd say.
That line aside, yeah, this story genuinely disturbed the hell out of me. And I actually cut out shit, too. But I felt this one, you know, had a little more time to breathe and all that shit, so... This one was fine.
Yeah, or the scene of him sewing one of them back up because of the baby.
Yeah. Like, holy shit, man. I will mention, though, that one thing here is that one of the pregnant women is apparently Kyrie's cousin, who's never mentioned again after this episode. Nice. Or before. But, yeah. But anyway, on to the finale. So, spoilers. Jump to the timestamp thingy that we'll add in. You know, if you want to hear our final thoughts and all that. Okay, you ready to break this down, Dai?
Yes.
So the storm brought up earlier, well, shit tons of them are now hitting the town, as things are fucked. Fucked, Dai. As we have CG tornadoes, and all that.
CG everything.
Yep.
CG snails.
Yeah, more people are turning into snail people now. Because they have to walk slowly. If they make too much of a commotion or even talk too loud, then it'll summon another whirlpool or tornado. So, yeah, because of that, Shuichi theorizes that the snail curse could catch up to them now. And because they're moving so slow, it's like, oh, well, okay, well, you want to be a snail, or some shit. Well, that's when Tanizaki and his crew show up, and, you know, they want to help out the town. Everyone's panicking, resorting to cooking and eating the snail people. Does that count as cannibalism? I mean, they're still humans, technically.
Yes.
But yeah, Kyrie's parents get taken away by tornadoes, leaving Kyrie, Mitsuo, and Shuichi trying to escape with some of the other outsider people. Revealing all of the roads and tunnels turn in on themselves, forming a spiral so you can't escape. Okay, to be fair, I was wondering why they didn't just get the fuck out of here. So, they did at least address that.
Surprisingly.
But yeah, this is also when a storm hit the guy and he fell with no momentum. This type of shit. Yeah. Anyway, on their escape, I guess, into the mountains, the people with them from the outsiders start turning into snails, with the others trying to eat the snails raw, with one guy trying to crawl into a snail man's shell to eat him. Damn it, what the fuck, man? I'm sorry, this is disturbing shit. But that's when things get worse, because the crazies then turn to Mitsuo, who's turning into a snail himself. Oh, shit. I mean, this one, at least, I guess, has some tension, since Mitsuo's been here since the beginning, right? Maybe?
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, Kyrie helps her brother hide, as her and Shuichi agree they have no choice but to go back to town. Because, you know, what the fuck else are they going to do? Can't get out of here. That's when they get back, though, and see that the only buildings left are the row houses, which are in the shape of a spiral around Dragonfly Pond, which is the center of the spiral. Yeah, I had to bring this place up earlier. It's around the place where Kyrie lives. And It's the center of town, more or less. And Tanizaki was helping build the place, and he's much older here, or as you put it, he looks like a gorilla because of the animation.
Yeah, he looks like one of those fucking Geico cavemen, if you remember those commercials.
That's awesome! No, just imagine Patrick Seitz doing that. But yeah, so years actually did pass while they were in the mountains. Because I guess the mountains were in a different time zone? But yeah. Well, let's speed this up. So Kirie and Shuichi end up heading beneath the pond, where there's an ancient ruin deep in a cavern, where people, including Kirie's parents, are worshipping the spiral. I like the echo effect on their voices here when they're down here. But yeah, as Shuichi tells us, it's every few centuries, the curse from these ruins will feed on the people in the town above, as the row houses surrounding Dragonfly Pond is the original form of the town, before it's, eventually decayed and built again.
Eventually.
This is when Shuichi's like, I feel like the curse is going to elapse soon and end for this round, but I don't have the strength to fight it anymore. As Kirie's like, I don't have the strength to fight anymore either. I just want to stay here with you. I don't want to run and blah, blah, blah. Then it just sort of ends?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess they both survived. I mean, she's narrating, so... As sometime later, she narrates saying a new city is built over Kurozu Town, with 2 new people talking about leaving as the cycle begins again. That's how it ends.
Another.
So, in conclusion, this show is it's not good. Not good at all. And that's the frustrating thing. Because there are moments they were going to say something. Sorry.
No, that's no good.
Well, there are moments that I like. The mosquito story, for one. The snail people did disturb the hell out of me. So, I like the soundtrack, and I think
imagine how much more disturbing it would have been if it actually been paced properly.
Yeah, the music, I really like the soundtrack, like I said, and the dub for the most part is pretty good too. But the bad pacing, animation, which thank fuck I can't see, so I don't gotta worry about that shit, and the lack of cohesion really do hurt this series a lot. So, should you watch it yourself? It's a complicated question. I feel it's a little loaded, because I didn't regret watching this, but I'm weird, people, so... I don't know. Maybe
just read it instead.
Yeah. I guess that'd be a good option. I'm just still wondering how fucked is it we live in a timeline where Studio Dean did a really good psychological horror anime with their adaptation of Higurashi from almost 20 years ago.
But yet they can't do Junji Ito for shit in any regard.
Yeah. So, is this the worst thing ever? Realistically speaking, no, we've seen worse. But the fact is, if you take into account that this took 5 years for 4 episodes, and it's a Junji Ito adaptation, you get the idea. So, that's it. MVPs for the dub are Mona Marshall, Robbie Damon, and Abby Trott. I think they were the 3 best performances. Personally speaking, at least. And LaPlante didn't do bad either, I suppose. Anything else to add, Di, before we close it?
Well, this is the game you shouldn't play.
Oh, that took me a second. More Jigsaw reference. But yeah,
Oh, please, with how you opened it up, it's very fishy.
If you want to check it out, I mean, it is only 4 episodes, so it's less than 2 hours, if you're curious.
It's 2 hours you will never get back.
I got some entertainment out of it, that's all I can say. But yeah, I do wish this was better. And you brought up Junji Ito's other adaptation by Studio Dean. I wonder how that turned out. If you're thinking we're covering that next, no, that'll be later, because we've already covered enough shit this month. Between this and Dark Cat, we gotta cover something that's at least considered half decent. So, hope you'll join us for one more thing for our Halloween escapades. And let us know what you thought of this. Maybe you really enjoyed this anime. Maybe you got something out of it. Maybe you hated it with everything in your being and you wanted to die. But I guess one could say that it definitely was a spiral. And just remember, Dai, we are all spiraling. Every one of us. Who's a spiral? You're a spiral. I don't know what else to end this on. So just get out of here. You want to say anything else, Dai? We're waiting for a smart-ass remark or something.
No.
Oh, okay, fine. Be a spiral then.
I think they've got enough spins.
Okay. I'm gonna insult someone by calling them a spiral just to see what they do. Like, you're a piece of shit, man. I hate you. I'm just gonna be like, yeah, well, you're a fucking spiral. Just want to see their confusion. Oh, whatever. I'm done being stupid. I'm getting out of here. So, until next time, guys. Thanks again so much for watching. Hope you have yourselves a good day, and until next time. Wait a minute, that's the wrong series. Shit, I really am going insane. Alright, see you guys. Bye!